Hello, my dear friends. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Sarita. I have a short Bath & Body Works candle for you. This one is Fall Farmhouse. Looks like this. And I know there's probably a lot of people that think this is like bad packaging. I heard that when it first came out. I actually really like it. I think it looks super classy, kind of expensive. I do like more of the neutral look. The label cheapens it. I think that they needed to work on the label a little bit more, I think. Maybe if they just made it all gold or something, I'm not sure. That part does not look good, but this whole marble thing is stunning. So I was one of the few people who thought it was a fan of it. This came out in like maybe the second wave of fall candles, and I picked it up, and I don't know how long it's been out, but I want to say that it's been at least a few years. And when I looked for reviews, I couldn't really find a whole lot. So I'm winging it. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is an odd candle, very odd. And I think I'm the kind of person that would like this kind of candle, and I'm not really sure that I do. And it performed horribly. Let's talk about it. The notes on Fall Farmhouse are spiced pumpkin, forest pine branch, and fresh fall air. And all of those things sound amazing. Who doesn't want a spiced pumpkin candle with a forest pine branch and fall air? I mean, that just sounds like a slam dunk right off. And it's really weird. So, it's bizarre. So Fall Farmhouse, initially when I smelled it, I'm like, well, it smells like a farmhouse if your farmhouse looks like this. Here's a picture of the Fall Farmhouse that this candle smells like. Super dark, super spooky. I don't know if they were trying to go for something warm and cozy and rustic and countryside, but this to me smells borderline scary. Borderline scary, borderline dark and Halloween. And I'm not sure why. Do you know how many times I've burned this? And every time I burn it, I'm like, what is in this candle? Honestly, sometimes when I burn it, I think to myself, there's patchouli in this candle. There has to be patchouli in this candle. I mean, it's just really kind of Halloween dark. And it's a mixture of elements that either shouldn't go together and don't, or contribute together towards something which is not particularly pleasant, but almost seems intentionally unpleasant, which is probably why I'm going to Halloween as well. Yes, there is some pumpkin spice here, or like traditional fall spices. And I think there's a lot of clove, frankly. But it almost goes incensey, like it almost goes in a very like witch's cauldron kind of like smoke direction, even though there's no smoke here. But it's like witchy spices, maybe. And yeah, I think there probably is some tree, although upon smelling it, I didn't immediately think tree. So the forest pine branches that are in here, yeah, if you smell deep, it's like a real sharpness that could almost be like juniper rather than a spruce. Like you're not gonna get Christmas tree vibes from this, and I don't even know that you're gonna get forest vibes from it. It almost comes across in like an herbal direction, which is why I kind of went to juniper, but I think it could probably also be like vetiver. Maybe it's vetiver. Maybe that's why I'm going to like patchouli. There's a real like sharp herbal something there that's a little bit of an acquired taste, and I'm an herbal person, and even I'm kind of like, ooh, I'm not sure that that goes with the pumpkin spice. It's just a really odd candle. It has a heaviness upon being burned, a heaviness and also a sharpness and also a sweetness that doesn't seem comforting, it seems disconcerting. Do you see why to me it kind of feels like a little Halloween-y, at least in the effect that it has upon a person? This does not make me feel like country home, country road feels. This feels like witches in a forest kind of vibe. And I don't know that I'm here for it. Here's the other thing. Look at that candle. Look at that. You probably can't even see all of the soot that is there. This candle performed horribly. So we're at the puny wick stage of this candle, and we're right here. So we're like at the halfway point of the candle, maybe even a little bit more. And like, I can't burn it anymore. It's so sooty and it's so puny and it's so disgusting, like from a burn perspective. And then it's kind of off-putting in terms of being a fragrance too, that I think we're done. I think we're not even gonna bother with the crock at this point. I am just kind of surprised by this candle, and I'm not really sure anything about it. If you have had experiences with Fall Farmhouse, or you have a take on it, will you please let me know? Because right now I'm confused, and this is just not a successful candle. Now, if it had performed better, let me tell you something. This is at least a unique candle. And when Bath & Body Works dime a dozen does their like tutti frutti, this could also be a body care kind of candle. I am really grateful for a candle like this because it is out of the box and it is strange and it's not trying to be a body spray, if you know what I mean. So I gotta give props to Barnes & Noble, to Bath & Body Works for that reason, for sure. There is an austerity to this, not necessarily in a gravitas kind of way, but there's an austerity like with that herbal, sharp herbal note, and it's not particularly sweet. Maybe it's eucalyptus, maybe when they went with the fresh fall air, I bet they put some eucalyptus in it. And I bet that's what's also eucalyptus with the pumpkin spice not coming across real well. Yeah, I don't know that I would put eucalyptus with a pumpkin spice. And that could very well be what it is. It's either a eucalyptus or a juniper or a vetiver. And it is just not, it's really clashing with the generic pumpkin spice. And giving it a real like deliberate off-puttingness. All right, that's all I've got for it. I mean, the strength and the throw on it was really more than I wanted because I thought that the fragrance was not pleasant. That said, it wasn't overwhelming. I would say when it was burning well, which was in the very top centimeter of the candle, I would say when it was burning well, it was kind of like a 7 to a 7.5. It might have gotten up to a 7.5. Maybe it was only a 7. It just was like a loud 7 because you kind of like open the door and we're like, what is this? What is this? Why is this in my house? You know? And when you have a candle like that, pretty much anything over a 4 is probably going to be too much for your living space. So this is not a repurchase for me. I can't understand it. I don't know the people who like it, like what they're after. I don't think it's a basic B kind of pumpkin spice, but I also think that people like me who are herbal and outdoorsy people, like I don't like it. And I'm that person. So I'm kind of confused as to what the audience is for this candle and frankly, what it is that they were trying to achieve. I know that's not very, this was not a very congratulatory or complimentary review, and I acknowledge that. I received that. But I am not here for this one. I do not think it's available anymore, but if I find it online, I will link it. And you may find it at Semi-Annual. And I really am curious, and I hope I have not offended. If this is like your favorite fall candle, please try to explain it to me. What are the elements here and why do they need to go together? It's an open question. It's just not hitting, it's not landing the right way for me, but maybe I'm the wrong person. All right, We've got more candle reviews coming up. I will catch you in the next one.